It does have the blind spot detection system, rear cross traffic alert. The indicator's on the side mirror, so it'll illuminate when there's a vehicle in your blind spot. Now the inside of the driver's door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. You have 2 presets and an exit button for the power seat. And the power windows, this one is a one-touch up and down. This is a laminated glass up here as well. The rear glass, one touch down, all the way down. One touch, you do have to hold it going up. Side mirrors are adjusted here, and then you have a power fold feature. You just press that button and it'll power fold the side mirrors. Press it again to unfold. You also have the ability to open up the power liftgate here as well. And basically the same controls for the driver as far as the seat controls. You have the lumbar adjustments, and then you also have the massage, and then the normal height adjustments and all that stuff. But yeah, pretty comfortable seats, looking good. To the left of the steering column, there's the electronic parking brake. You just press to engage and press it again to disengage after you hold the brake. You can change the drive modes here. You have an auto hold feature. The idle stop you can turn off here. Default will be on like this. I have a little light there. You can turn it off if you don't want to have it on. And then you have the dimmer switch for the interior gauges, and then a 4-way telescoping and tilt powered steering column. And check it out, it's like a blue color. Same thing with the steering wheel. Looking nice. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. I'm 6 feet tall, and I have the driver's seat all the way down and all the way back to give you an idea of the potential legroom here. And it's actually a little bit too far back for me to drive safely, to press the brake and all that stuff. So I would pull it up a little bit. So if you are over 6 feet tall, should have no problem driving this vehicle. There's lots of room here on the sides, kind of out, and there's nothing immediately hitting my legs or anything like that. So overall, it's a very comfortable seat once you get it positioned right and turn on the massage or whatever. And so yeah, no problems there. Now the steering wheel, it is a heated steering wheel, and it's heated from here down, so it doesn't have any heated part at the very top. And very soft and comfortable. It feels kind of, I don't know, it has a thick steering wheel, so that way it's not digging into your buns or you're gripping the steering wheel. And it just has a cush, soft, comfortable, and really good surface. So yeah, very impressed with the just the feel of the steering wheel. Up here is harder, and it has that more stuff up here. This is for the Super Cruise system, which has a light and has infrared illuminators as well when it's activated. We have some chrome in here. I like the blue as well. It's really impressive steering wheel. So it has some buttons. Here's paddle shifters, right? So you can have some control over the gear shifts, but just below those, I don't know if you can tell, but here's the paddle shifter, and then just below it, there's 2 buttons. So there's an up and down right here, and it's on both sides, left and right. So on the right side is the volume for the radio. On the left side, depending on what you're doing, if it's on the radio, you can change through your presets. If it's on a device, then you can cycle through the tracks, that kind of thing. Here on the front of the steering wheel is the same type of thing where you can change to the presets on the radio here. You also have 2 separate buttons for the phone, so you can have the button to answer and one to hang up. I'm glad to see they have 2 buttons. Heated steering wheel is controlled here, has a little on light. You can press that button to quickly go to the radio stuff, so you can press that button and it shows your audio sources here. Press this button and you can change the whole screen layout. So we go here, press that button, and you see the whole screen changes to a map. Press it again, goes to that view for the driving aids basically, and then back to the original one here. So just by pressing that one button, you can quickly change views. Here on the left side is the cruise control for the most part. Now you can turn it on here, set, resume, and then you can cancel. You can set the gap adjust, or the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you for the adaptive cruise control. There's also a voice recognition button here as well, and the Super Cruise can be initiated here, and it'll let you know if it's if the road's supported or whatever when you press the button. Now this button is the low range, so it has an 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have gear shift capabilities, but if you're going downhill or something like that, you need some engine braking, you can quickly press it into low range here. So here's the shifter. and it's basically a stock on the steering wheel. Basically what you want to do is you hold the brake, pull in and go down for drive. Pull in and hold it for neutral, and you can see what gear you're in right here. And then pull in and go up for reverse. And then you press this button here to put it back in park. Now when you're in reverse, a couple things will happen. The parking sensors will be active, but you also have this camera system as well will pop up. Just showing the rear view, you have active guidelines, you have the ability to see standard view, overhead view, and then the side views here. And it just kind of cuts the vehicle out and just shows the side views. So yeah, that standard view is really good. All right, and then we'll go ahead and put it back in park, pressing that button there. Here on the left side is the stock for the windshield wipers. So we have the turn signal, of course, but then we have the rear windshield wiper. So you have intermittent on, and then the wash, you just kind of hold it down like that, it'll wash the rear wiper. And then the front ones, you can adjust it here, like so. And then here in the front wiper, the washer part is here. You just lightly press to just do like a single wipe, and then double press to actually spray out the water and clean the windshield. So this screen is basically the gauge cluster, and it's connected completely with this screen. So it's like all one screen basically for your gauge cluster and the infotainment part over here. Now all the way to the left, you have the adjustments for the HUD. You can turn it on or off, and then you can just hit adjust HUD, and you can swipe and adjust the brightness, the height, and the rotation here. Then there's the digital compass, which way the vehicle's facing. And then I like the way it has a clock, outside temperature, and the date and everything. There's the odometer, RPMs, digital speedometer there in the center, fuel gauge, distance to empty, what gear you're in, what the radio's doing, stuff like that. And once again, we can press this button to change the views. So there's you have a lot of the same information, but you also have the map, and everything's kind of more tidied off to the side. Press it again, and then you have that view, and you go back to the original view here. So over here this is the home screen, and it has your different icons similar to your phone. It does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that kind of stuff. And so you have these icons here to the left. The next one will be like a little split screen. So right now it's showing the radio and the map, and we can slide through, get different things here. It also has a letter O, letter K Google system that's really good. Cancel. I was trying to do it without me recognizing my voice, but it's able to recognize your voice and do a lot of commands on the vehicle. Adjust the climate control, go to different navigation maps, places, and do the radio, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so yeah, and it just voice activated like I showed you. And then here's the radio. Now it has satellite radio, Bluetooth, Google News, Spotify, USB port, AM, FM. It also has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto capabilities as well. And you can pair phones here. Right here is called controls. So you can see those little switches here. It's the same button either way. It's the controls. You have the dome light, which you could turn on or off. Power window lockout for the kids. Camera, which you can press that and go to the camera if you want. Traction control, you can turn that off if you need to. Default will be on. Auto high beams, you can turn on or off. And then auto park assist, you can turn on there. Initiate that anyway. See more controls. Doors and windows, lights. So you get information about the lights there. So you'll notice that, and you can also control the lights here. But lights, there's no button out here for lights. It's on the screen. So you have the headlights, the dome lights, and auto high beams, kind of like the light category controls. The sub-menus and everything. Vehicle information here, or options here. Parking sensors, you can turn those off. Alright, so there's that. And you have this lane keep assist system. You can turn that off. Then there's the light controls, which we saw. Climate control is here. You can where you want the air to blow. recirculate the air. Right here's your heated and cooled seat controls. You also have physical buttons down here to control it as well. And you can adjust the rear separately. I have it turned off. So you can sync all this too. The front two and the rear all sync together if you want. Go ahead and turn it on so you can see there's the temperatures. It's automatic right there. Temperatures for the driver, passengers, fan speed, front and rear defrosters as well. Go ahead and turn that down. Then you have the, go ahead and turn it off. There's the vents there, which will blow on the camera if I leave it on. And then there's a volume for the radio, and also you can mute the radio by pressing in on it. Now there's a wireless charger here, and a cell phone actually with the case and everything does charge well. Holds it in there nicely and has like a rubber surface there. There's cup holders. It's all rubbery on the inside. All right, there's the armrest, and once again rubbery, not very soft, not like a pillow. It feels more like a rubber surface basically. It has some stitching on it. There's those cup holders we can share with the rear passengers. This lifts up and it has a latch. There's no rattling. Press in the latch, lifts up, but it just flops back down. It doesn't stay up for you. So you kind of have to go all the way up and then it'll lock in place a little bit better. Kind of like stays there. And there's this quick access tray here at the top, which I have my business cards in there, and it's rubberized in the bottom. So whatever you put in there is not going to slide around, which is great. A lot of vehicles, they have a tray, but it's like smooth, hard plastic, and then you put stuff in there, and every time you accelerate or turn, you hear things sliding around. So I like that. It's very, very grippy at the bottom. So even this paper has a hard time moving. And under that is this larger compartment here with a light. And once again, a grippy rubber surface at the bottom. Now it has an auto dim rear view mirror. It also has a rear view camera, which will also auto dim as well. So yeah, it works pretty good. I mean, the size is a little bit small and the resolution, there's something about it. I don't know if it just looks a little bit washed out sometimes, but it's okay. I like the fact that it has that option. I think all vehicles should have a rear view camera, just so much better, especially on the highway. And if you have a bunch of passengers and cargo in the back, you have full visibility using this camera system. You have the OnStar controls there, four-way flashers. And then you have these little tap lights here, little tiny tap lights. You have the ability to open up the power shade for the sunroof, and then you can slide and tilt the sunroof. We'll get to that in a minute. Place to put your shades right here, and it has like a felt lining, feels like a felt lining. Pretty good size as well, so you can put some big sunglasses in there, safety glasses, whatever. Now the headliner is a cloth, but it's a little bit more coarse, a little bit more rough than the visor. The visor is like super soft cloth material, and looks really good, feels good. And it has a mirror with lights, 2 lights, you don't have a huge shadow on your nose. And then it extends out. So it goes all the way out here. A little bit of a space there on the back, but there's a little clip on here as well. Basically the same thing on the other side. So let's look at this huge sunroof. So it has the panoramic sunroof, whereas the fixed glass here on the back and the front one moves. So let's go ahead and tilt it up. Like so, tilts a little bit there. Close it, because I see a mosquito. All right, we're gonna have to open it up. All right, go ahead and push that. Slowly opens up. Push it again, goes a little bit further back. All right, as far back as it goes. Now pull it forward. And it also has a power shade. So the center button right here, we could pull that, pull it down basically, and it'll pull it forward. And the shade covers 100% of the light. Some vehicles have a shade that just like still lets some light in. This one is 100% of the light is blocked, which I prefer.